Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the vlog. Look at that beautiful Las Vegas morning sun. Now, for this camera, this right here, this particular scene should be a little challenging, right? Because we have backlit and we should be getting a lot of silhouettes as far as what we want in front of the camera, right? They're gonna be silhouetted, and it's gonna be like shadow, a lot of hard cast shadow to it. So that's why I'm shooting this scene right now and see how this camera will perform in this particular scenario. By the way, we are shooting this on normal color, and the range of the ISO is 0 to 1600 or 100 to 1600. So from now on, that's what we're gonna be shooting at, 100 to 1600. We might raise it up to 3200 sometimes, but this is what our default shooting ISO range is gonna be from now on. Before we continue on with this review, I just want to say that I love this camera. There's the whole review. You don't need to watch the rest of the video. Now, my last video, which I complained about a noise on that video, those noises were very present and very active, and I did try to level myself down to where I'm looking at an action camera and not comparing it to a camera like an FX3. That footage was straight out of the box. All I did was pull out the camera, charge the battery, plug it in, put my memory card in, and boom, press record. That's it. I took that sequence. If you haven't seen that video already, I'm gonna link it down below, but I took the footage and that's it. I took that sequence and that's it. I'm gonna take that same sequence, try to match it for the same day, but with a little bit more knowledge on how this thing actually works. Let me tell you a few things that I love about this camera. Number one, battery. I cannot kill these batteries for the life of me. Yes, they're gonna run out, but you know, I've ran into I've used up 3 batteries so far, and I've been doing work on this. You know, it's that honeymoon phase. I'm in that mode right now, and only used up 3 batteries. I'm on my 3rd one right now, and I believe it's at around 80%. Second is it hasn't froze on me. Wow, imagine that, right? Come on, GoPro. Third is the magnetic system on this is amazing, and I see some people that are commenting saying that there's some people that lost an Action 4 from mounting it on there. You know, I tried. You cannot lose this thing. I mean, like, if you have it on there, snapped on there properly, you know, it will snap on there, and those little arms will snap and they will lock in place. And when they lock in place, there's nothing you can do to just pull that. You know, I don't know how these people are losing them. The only thing that I can think of is that they put it on there and it did not snap. As a matter of fact, it still snaps. Still snaps. I don't know how they lose it. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, it's snapping no matter what. So next thing is the system. It's so intuitive. It's so easy to understand. I did not read the manual whatsoever. That's probably why I was having that, you know, noise issue. But I shouldn't be having that problem to begin with no matter what. It should be able to work straight out of the camera or straight out of the box. But anyway, the menu is so intuitive. It's so easy to use. One of my next favorite thing is this quick switch button. You can assign your own presets or your own custom things that you want to put on that quick switch. So basically, when you press that, you can go to photo mode, you can go to 120p mode, slow-mo, or whatever. That's amazing. And one of the last things I want to say about why I love this camera is the screens. The screens are clear, and that front screen, you can actually have control on that front screen. That's amazing. Couple of things that I do not like about this system. I mean, just any GoPro system, really. Any microphone that is on board, even the one on my FX3, is straight garbage. It's always gonna be garbage because these microphones are not protected properly. You see that? Like as soon as the wind catches that, you know, you'll hear that and it starts breaking up on you, you know. It's just you need some kind of protection for from that microphone when there's wind. When there's no wind, freaking mic is amazing. You know, I would use that straight out of the camera. And the next gripe I said I have about this camera is the the menu. So when you're selecting that, like it's like a little wheel thing, right? You try to select it and you just cannot get it right on point. You know, on the left side is actually on the left side of the screen is actually easier for some reason. On the right side, maybe it's my big fat finger, you know what I mean? Like you can't really see it or whatnot, but it just I thought that was just so annoying. But anyway, let's get on to the review. Okay, so let's test it on harsh shadows and highlights, blown out highlights. Our range right now is 100 to 3200 ISO. I am currently using the DJI Mimo app, and what I like about this DJI Mimo is the fact that you have a histogram showing. Look at the histogram, and this is on auto. Remember now, this is auto. I have it set to 0 exposure value, so it's gonna be pretty much even, but color is normal. And look at the histogram. That histogram is doing work, man. That's pretty good. Basically what you're looking at on the histogram, you don't want it to go too far left and too far right, so you want it just right there where it's at right now. And this is on auto and it's doing pretty damn good. And like, but then again, this is daylight, right? We have a lot of light out here, but there's still a lot of shadows in here in between the house and the light. So that's, I know it's messy out here. Don't worry about the mess. Worry about what we're doing out here. It's reviewing. So I would say that's amazing. Look at that. That's harsh shadow right there. Harsh shadow to blown out highlights. That should be a blown out highlights, but the device or the Action 4 is actually doing pretty good in maintaining balance in between those. What at least what I could see from the DJI Mimo app so far, you know. We will see in post-production, see what this looks like. This is all, the audio is straight coming from the Action 4. It's slightly windy out here. If you can see these things moving, maybe I should keep those there just for audio testing. So let me see, and put my face on that, my beautiful face. So put it on the harsh shadow with my shining forehead. I mean highlights, blown out highlights. Let's see how shiny is my head. Actually, it's not that bad. I know, I'm very impressed. Now let's go to the shadows and see how is it gonna light up my face here. I don't think it's doing any of that. It's not gonna be like, you know, a face priority type deal, because I mean, it's an action camera, right? On the FX3 you have like this face priority, and you can, like, you know, select you want to expose prioritize exposure to certain areas and whatnot. But I'd say from what I see on the screen, it's not bad. It's not bad. And if you look at the clouds in the back, they still look bluish, you know, and you can see the clouds. And we're not on D-Log, so I say that's pretty good. Stabilization, I got no issue with the stabilization on this. I'm pretty sure the stabilization is gonna perform immaculate, because it's like there's really no point in testing stabilization on these cameras anymore, because of the fact that stabilization is so good. Even like on the GoPro Hero 9, as a matter of fact on the 7 was still pretty doggone good. Now we're using an external audio, but as far as quality, I never had one doubt that the quality on this was gonna be, you know, a disappointment. Really, I mean, it's even from the GoPro Hero 9, your quality is gonna be good though.
one of the things that I really do not like is the fact that GoPro was so unstable. I would have settled with my GoPro Hero 10. I was happy with the quality of that action camera, and there's no issue there. The fact that I have to reset the doggone phone or the device, take out the battery, put in the battery and stuff like that, and my battery drains unanimously and just becomes zero in no time. And I hate that. And those issues have been going on for years with GoPro, but yet nothing. No fixes, nothing. But anyway, enough complaining about GoPros. We have the Rode Video Mic 2, and this audio should be at least 5 times better, I would say. I don't know if there was going to be some wind noise because it was a little windy earlier. As you can see, this thing is still moving, so got a little bit of wind coming through. This should be okay, but we're still at, I don't know if I said it already, 100 to 3200 range. I believe that's where we are. And let me see. It doesn't show. Okay. One thing though is the fact that this device actually, I think that they could fix that on the firmware. Now, one thing I wish that they would do on the Action 4 is an audio level meter, the showing if I'm clipping or not, even without this thing being plugged in. Now that this thing is plugged in, I do have an audio meter on this one, but on the screen itself, it actually is showing a meter when you have something plugged in. So you can, like, you know what I mean? You can make sure you're not clipping or whatever, because audio is half of the battle when it comes to making videos. So, but you know what? Overall, I am happy, very happy, very satisfied with this system, the DJI system, because of the fact that I've used 2 batteries so far since even the first video. 2 batteries. Imagine that. I can guarantee you I probably would have gone through at least 4 or 5 batteries with my GoPro Hero 10 with doing that same, those same shots and whatnot. But I'm happy. The static shot I just got in the inside, real happy. I looked it up real quick on the phone. I'm just looking it up on the phone. I'm not plugging it in on a computer. We'll see when we plug it in on the computer. But as far as just the device itself, now the question is, would I recommend the Action 4 over the 12? From my story, from the history that I know of with GoPro, I'd say yes, absolutely. If you have the Hero 11, I would say is probably not worth the upgrade from the 11 to the Action 4. But if you're coming from the 10, the 10 has a lot of issues. My Hero 10 has so much issues. The resets, the freeze ups, it's just everything, that is so frustrating. You can't even use the device, you know what I mean? Like, let alone have it to perform, you know what I'm saying? Like, automatically. So I would say this one, I know my last video we had complained about the noise. Listen, that noise is nothing in comparison to what you got to go through with GoPro. So this device, I'm very happy with. I would say if you're coming from the Hero 9, yes, go buy the Action 4. If you're coming from the Hero 10, definitely go buy the Action 4 or even the Action 3. I don't have an Action 3, and so I can't attest to how that thing performs, but this Action 4, even though we're still on fully auto, I'm not even going to mess with D-Log. I'm not going to review the D-Log because it's pointless. I'm already seeing that there's the performance on this Action 4 is already amazing at full auto. So it's pointless to do a review even on the D-Log. I'm very happy with the full automated side of it. The only thing, like I said, the only thing I had was that my last video, it was showing noisy image, but that's because the range was from 100 to 12,800. Now, I don't think it's much of an issue for me, but for some other people, I would say they probably some people will get frustrated if they don't know the system because most people are like me. I just want to open the box, press the button, or charge the battery, press the button, and then start recording. That's it. That's all I want to do, on this. That's my whole purpose for this. One more thing, overheating. Now, let's talk, okay? Look at this. This should be a pretty hard scene to expose. Here we go. Let's see. I want that exposure. Come on, unlock the screen. Okay. Okay, so it's exposing for the brights, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And there we go. Now, anyway, so let's talk about overheating. Overheating, it is overrated. Why? Because you're gonna use this camera. There is no way you're gonna be shooting 20 minutes, 30 minutes straight of something. Here I am in Las Vegas. It is the current forecast out here today is gonna be a high of 91. Now it's dry heat, right? But it's gonna be a high of 91, and right now I would say I think it's probably close to the 90 now. Here it's already 12 o'clock, almost noon. So, but overheating is overrated. If you're worried about overheating, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. If you're gonna use this device, just like I would, don't worry about overheating. If you're gonna use this device for that, it's gonna like get to that overheating, you need a different system. Seriously, you don't need to use this system because that tells me that you're doing something that you're probably either gonna profit from, or you're gonna get paid from, or you're doing professionally. So if you like this kind of video, hey, go ahead and give us a sub down below. We're a new channel and we are trying this review channel thing, and I think we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So let me know what you think. Until next time, we will see ya.